Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the last topic in Unit 5 PLSQL database triggers and its types. Let's start. Database triggers. Trigger means it's a named PLSQL program associated with a specific database table. Okay. Actually, it is stored in the database and executed automatically in response to the specific event that occurs in the database. Okay, that means trigger is a PLSQL program unit uh, only associated with specific database tables. Okay, in response to the specific event occurs in the database. Okay, depending upon the event, depending upon the action that taken place in the database, automatically this stored PLSQL program unit executed automatically. Okay, no need to explicitly call them. Okay, when you create stored procedures and stored functions, you need to call them explicitly wherever you want in your programs. But in the case of database triggers, those are automatically fired, automatically executed in response to the specific event or specific action that taken place in the database. Okay, means Oracle allows you to define some procedures that are implicitly executed when an insert, update, delete statements is issued against the database tables. Okay, so these type of procedures are called as database procedures, database triggers. And database triggers also execute implicitly when some user actions or some database system actions occurs, like some when a user logs on or DBA shutdowns the database and server error, startup or shutdown, like that. Okay, and what the database triggers can include, that database trigger can include SQL and PLSQL statements to execute an unit, okay, and can invoke another stored procedures also. Okay, these type of procedures are called database triggers, and the triggers can be defined on the table, view, schema, or database. Okay, and one more thing is no limitations to the number of triggers that can be associated with the given table. Okay, so the trigger is almost used for keeping the integrity of information on the database. Okay, so for example, when a new record is added to the employee table, new record should be created, new records also should be created in the tables of taxes, vacations, and salaries. Okay, so if you want to update, some tables data, if you want to store that data into historical table, okay, so then you have to create a trigger on that table. Okay, that means before updating the tables data, the old data can be stored into another table, another history table automatically. Okay, so when you need to execute some actions automatically based on some events occurs in the database table, then you go through this database triggers. It's very important concept in Oracle. Okay, coming to the benefits of triggers. Actually, the database triggers can be utilized to implement complex business rules that cannot be implemented using some integrity constraints, and keep track of changes made into the table, and implement complex security authorizations. Okay, so coming to the triggers can be written in the following purposes: generating some derived column values automatically. What is the derived column? Derived column means that column value can be derived from the already existed columns. Okay, by using the triggers, we can generate derived column values automatically, and enforcing referential integrity. Referential integrity means foreign key can contains only the primary key values or null values. Other values cannot be accepted. To enforce referential integrity also, we can use triggers. Okay, and event logging and storing information on table access. Added data modifications means keeping track of changes on the table. Okay, so synchronous replication of tables. Okay, and imposing security authorizations, preventing invalid transactions. For these are the purposes of benefits of triggers. Okay, so while learning how to create triggers, how to create database triggers, first of all we have to learn parts of trigger. Okay, what are the parts of trigger? A database trigger has three parts here. One is trigger event, and next one is trigger restriction, and next one is trigger action. Okay, there are three parts. Okay, when an event occurs, the database trigger files and PLSQL block perform the action. Okay, so the database trigger file with the privileges of owner, not the current user. Therefore, the owner must be appropriate access to all objects references by the trigger action. Okay, so coming to the trigger event. So the trigger event or a statement is the SQL statement. Okay, that causes a trigger to be fired. A trigger to be fired. Okay, triggering event means the action that takes place on the database based on if that action to be done on the database table, automatically triggering event will be fired. Okay, so that triggering event or a statement is a SQL statement that causes a trigger to be fired. Okay, a trigger event may be an insert, update, delete statements on the table. Okay, so when the database trigger fired, when you perform an insert operation or update operation or delete operation on the table. Coming to the trigger restriction. Okay, so trigger restriction. So trigger restriction specifies a Boolean expression that must be either true, that must be true for the trigger to be fired. Okay, if the trigger restriction is true only, then only the trigger will be fired. Okay, so the trigger action is not executed if the trigger restriction evaluates to false. Okay. Okay, and also you can specify a trigger restriction using a when clause. Coming to the trigger action. Trigger action means it's a procedure that contains, it's a PLSQL block that contains SQL statements and PLSQL statements, PLSQL code to be executed when the trigger statement is issued and the trigger restriction evaluated to be true. Okay, in both conditions, when a trigger event is to be fired and also trigger restriction is to be true, then only trigger action is to be performed automatically by the Oracle. Okay, coming to the creating trigger syntax. Create or replace. Okay, this is the statement to create, this is the syntax for creating database triggers. Okay, create or replace trigger, trigger name, before, after, instead of, insert, update, delete, of column name, on table name. Okay, of column name. Okay, this is refers to a triggering event. Okay, and coming to on table name, referencing as old or new, old as old, new as new, for each row when condition. So this when condition refers to the trigger action, trigger restriction. Okay, then coming to the declare section and also begin section, execution section. So in begin section, we used to write the executable statements, that means triggering code, that is called as a trigger action. Okay. Okay, so coming to the syntax, create or replace trigger name. That means if this statement creates or replaces an existing trigger with the trigger name. Okay, next before, after or instead of. Okay, this specifies when the trigger will be executed. Okay, when, before or after or instead of. Okay, so the instead of clause is used for creating trigger on views. Okay, on views also we have to create triggers. If you want to create triggers on the views, just we use the word instead of. Okay, then if you perform insert, update, delete, then before insert or before update, after insert, after update, before delete, after delete, like that. Okay, so insert or update or delete, this specifies the DML operation. Okay, and off column name. Okay, so off column name especially specifies which column name will be updated. Okay, so and on table name, this specifies the name of the table associated with the trigger. Okay, and referencing coming to old as O, new as N. Okay, so this refers you to refer a new and old values of various DML statements such as insert, update, delete. Okay, for insert operations, always the values which are to be inserted as refers as new. There are no old values for insert. Coming to the update. Update means it contains the old values, and whatever values you have updated are treated as new values. For update operation, there are two values, old values and new values. And coming to the delete operations. Okay, already delete operation always represents the values as old values. There are no values to be inserted. Okay, those values are to be deleted. Okay, for insert operation, it refers new values. For update operation, there are old values and new values. For delete operation only, there are old values, no new values. Okay, just remember this. And coming to for each row. Okay, for each row. So for each row means it refers the trigger will be executed for each row, or the trigger will be executed once only the SQL statement is executed. Okay, so for each row specifies it's a row level trigger. The trigger will be executed for each row being affected. Okay, for example, if you want to delete if you want to delete records from the table, just it deletes the delete operation affects the 4 records. Okay, for each row the trigger will be executed once. That means how many times the trigger will be executed? 4 times. Okay, it's a low level trigger. For low level trigger we use the keyword for each row. Otherwise the trigger will be executed when an executed SQL statement is executed once. Okay, which is called as a table level trigger. Table level trigger executed only once. Executed only once, yes. Again, coming to the when condition. When condition provides a condition for rows for which the trigger would fired. Okay. So this causes, this clause is only valid for row level triggers. Okay, when. So what is the condition that trigger would fire? Okay. Coming to the types of triggers. There are 5 types of triggers. Statement level triggers, low level triggers, before trigger, after trigger, and instead of triggers. There are 5 types of instead of triggers. There are 5 types of triggers are there. Okay. So coming to first, statement level triggers. Statement level trigger. Statement level trigger is nothing but the statement level trigger is fired once on behalf of the triggering statement, regardless of the number of rows of in the table that the triggering statement affects. Okay, even if no rows are affected, but the statement level is fired once behalf of the triggering statement. Okay. So for example, a delete statement deletes several rows from the table, but the statement level delete trigger is fired only once, regardless of how many rows are deleted from the table. Okay. However, statement level triggers cannot be used to access the data that is being inserted, updated, or deleted. Okay. So in other words, they don't have the access the keywords like new and old, which are used to access the data. Statement level triggers are useful if the code in the trigger action does not depend on the data provided by the triggering statement or the rows affected. Okay. Just coming to the syntax of statement level trigger: create or replace trigger, trigger name, okay. Coming to the syntax of table level triggers. Okay, table level triggers also called statement level triggers. Okay, so table level triggers also called statement level triggers. Okay, so this is the syntax: create or replace trigger, trigger name, before or after action like insert or update or delete, on table name. Okay, declare contains the variable declarations, begin contains the executable code or trigger code. Okay, exception contains exception handling statements, last one, and trigger name. Okay. Okay, actually the end after the end trigger name is also optional. Okay, so this is the syntax for table level trigger. Just see this example: before update on EMP. Okay, when you perform an update operation on EMP table, I want to display one message. Okay, statement level trigger fire like that. Just I want to fire a trigger when before updation on EMP table. Okay, so create or replace trigger, trigger level, trigger name is stmt underscore level, before update on EMP, declare. Okay, this is the message I want to convey here. The statement level trigger fired before dbms underscore output underscore line message end. Okay, so then when you execute this in the SQL environment, it shows the message trigger created. Okay, if you get the message like trigger created with the compilation errors, then you have to execute show errors at the SQL environment. SHOW show space ERRORS show errors. Okay, then it shows the errors in the trigger. Okay, then just next I have to apply update employee table. Update employee set sal equal to 11,000 where department number equal to 20. Okay, so automatically whenever you perform the update statement on the employee table, okay, the associated statement level will be fired automatically, implicitly, no need to call explicitly them. Okay, and it displays the message statement level trigger fired, then one row updated. Okay, this is how the trigger implicitly executed based on an event occurs in the database table. And coming to the low level trigger, row level trigger. Okay, row level trigger is fired each time on a table is affected by the triggering statement, i.e. that means it is fired once for each row that is affected by the triggering statement. Okay, for example, if update statement updates multiple rows on the table, a row level trigger is fired once for each row affected by the update statement. Okay, if the triggering statement affects no rows, a row level trigger is not executed at all. Okay, so row level triggers are useful if the code in the trigger action depends on the data provided by the triggering statement or rows that are affected. Okay, so row level triggers are implemented by using the option for each row in create trigger statement. Okay, coming to so syntax for row level trigger: So the difference between the statement level and row level trigger is for each row. Okay. So for low level trigger, create or replace trigger name before or after insert, update, delete of column list. Okay. On table name, and for each row, declare section contains declare statements, begin executable statements, exception handling statements, end. Okay. So coming to just see this. Create or replace trigger row level. After update on employee, for each row, declare a message row level trigger fired. Okay. Just I want to display a message on the trigger only. Okay. I don't want to perform any actions now. Okay. So dbms underscore put underscore line message. This is a simple example how the trigger is executed for low level and statement level. Okay. Just see this. Update employee set sal equal to 20,000 where department number equal to 10. There are 3 records for 3 employees who are working in the department 10. So how many times the trigger will be executed? For each row, the row level trigger is fired and displayed a message. How many times it displayed the message? 3 times it displays the message. Okay. Coming to before trigger. Coming to before trigger means when defining a trigger, you can specify the triggering name. Okay, so that means you can specify whether the trigger action is to be executed before or after the triggering statement. Okay, so before and after apply to both statement and low level triggers. Before triggers are commonly used the check validity of the data before action is performed. For instance, if you can use before trigger to prevent deletion of row if the deletion should not be allowed in the given case. Okay, if you want to perform delete operation, before that, you can, if you want to prevent the deletion of row, then you can create before triggers. So types of before triggers, there are 3 types of before triggers: before insert, before update, and before delete. Okay, so coming to before level trigger syntaxes, create or replace trigger name before, then you can use either insert, update, or delete on table name. Okay, if you want to create this trigger on the row level trigger, then you can use for each row, otherwise you can omit that word. Create a declare statements, begin and exception. Okay, exception section. Okay, coming to just see this example. Create a trigger for employee table which makes the entry in the EMP column in uppercase. Okay, that means if you insert the employee name in the employee name even in the lower cases, just it converts into the uppercase. Okay, just see this example. Create a trigger for the employee table which makes the entry in ename column in uppercase. Okay, so here I want to create a before insert trigger on EMP. Okay, for each row. Okay, create or replace trigger UPP underscore trigger. This is a trigger name before insert on EMP for each row. Begin. Okay, so the new name, the new value, that means to be inserted value is referred as with the keyword colon new. Okay, so colon new dot ename equal to assignment equal to upper of new ename. Okay, that means whether you can enter when you insert data into the employee record, if you enter the new value in the even in the lower cases, it will be converted into upper cases. Okay, so then it's a trigger created. Now I have to insert some employee values in the employee table. Just see this. I inserted the value in the lower case. Okay, one row created. If you want to retrieve, just if you retrieve the E name from the EMP where department number, where employee number equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, it shows the employee name as in the uppercase. Okay, this is how trigger is executed implicitly. Okay, when before insertion operation on the EMP table. Next one, after trigger. These are fired after the trigger action is completed. Okay, so for example, if trigger is associated with the insert command, then it is fired after the row is inserted into the table. Okay, so after insert, after delete, after update, there are three types of triggers. After also there are three types of triggers: after insert, after delete, after update. Okay, just I want to show one example here. Create after delete trigger to prevent delete specified records. Okay, so after delete, so I want to perform, if you want to perform a delete operation, I used to prevent that delete operation on specified records. Okay, for that, create or replace trigger after delete. Okay, this is also trigger name. After delete on EMP. Okay, not EMP, just EMP for each row. Okay, begin if old EMP number. Okay, for delete operation, just we used to represent only old values. So old values can be referred with the keyword colon old dot EMP number equal to 7839. Then rise application error. Okay, so what's the application error number? -20015. You cannot delete the record. Okay, and if end. If you want to delete the record whose employee number is 7839, then it rises some application error and displays the message you cannot delete the record. Okay, just see this trigger created. So now I want to insert one this. Okay, just see this. If you want to delete the record number, employee number 7839 from the employee table, then it rises an application error. Okay, just I'm trying to delete the employee number 7839 from the employee, then it displays the message, error message, you cannot delete the record. Okay, this is how we are inserting after delete trigger or EMP. And coming to the instead of triggers. Instead of triggers, this type of triggers is used to provide a transparent way of modifying views that cannot be modified directly through SQL DML statements. Okay, because the view is not inherently modifiable. Okay. Okay, so instead of triggers are associated with the views. These triggers are also called instead of triggers because unlike other triggers, the Oracle server fires the trigger instead of executing the triggering statement. This trigger is used to perform insert, update, delete operations directly on the underlying tables. Okay. Okay, you can write insert, delete or update statements against a view, and this trigger works invisibly in the background to make the right actions takes place. Okay, so that means for example, if a view consists of more than one table, okay, an insertion to the view may For example, if a view contains of more than one table, the insertion operation, deletion operation, updation operation is not possible. Okay. So if you write an instead of triggers that fires when you write an insert against this view, instead of the original insertion, the trigger body executes, which results in the insertion of data into one table and update to another table. Okay. Already we know that in views, in some conditions, views are not updatable. If we are using the join queries in the view, those view are not updatable. Okay. Then only if you want to insert data into the base tables, or if you want to delete the data from the base tables through this view, through this join view, you can use instead of triggers. Just see this creation of view on join. Now this is the example for instead of triggers. Just see this creation of view on joins. Okay, so create or replace view v1 underscore ins as select employee number, e name, employee dot department number, job, d name, location from emp comma dpt, where employee dot department number equal to department dot department number. Okay, this is the creation of view on joins. Then it displays the message view created. Okay, then creation of trigger on view. Create trigger v1 underscore view instead of delete. Okay, instead of delete. Okay, I want to perform delete operation on view. Delete on v1 underscore ins. I want to create it instead of trigger on v1 underscore ins. For each row, begin delete from emp where department number equal to old dot department number. Just a trigger created. Now I want to issue I want to perform delete operation against v1 underscore view. This is not v1 underscore view. Okay, delete from v1 underscore view where department number equal to 10. Okay, displays 2 rows deleted. Okay, just I want to delete v1 underscore ins. What is the view? v1 underscore ins. Here v1 underscore ins. Okay, this is delete from v1 underscore ins where department number equal to 10. Then 2 rows will be deleted, automatically deleted from the employee table, and v1 underscore ins view where department equal to 10. Okay, this is how executing instead of triggers on views. And coming to the last one is dropping a trigger. To drop the trigger statement, drop trigger statement is used. Okay. So what's the syntax? Drop trigger name. Okay. Before that, before slides, we created after underscore DL trigger. Now I want to drop this, drop trigger name. Okay. For this also, I want to follow the reference book. Fundamentals of Relational Database Management Systems, Sri Sumati, and S.K. Rajan, sir. Any questions? Just follow this topic very clearly and note down each and every point and examples, students. Okay, first listen carefully what I'm saying. Okay, thank you.